What if the most honest thing you did this week was not acting? No post, no answer, no spark. Just stillness, where there should have been expression. And strangely, that not doing carried more weight than any words you could have shared. This is what happened to me this week. And what came back wasn't silence. It was a whisper, a redirection, a pillow. One night, I opened the document to write as I usually do, not because something burned to be said, but because I knew it was time to say something. It was the rhythm, not the impulse. The system I'd built, the pulse I'd committed to, and maybe, if I'm honest, the lingering need to stay inside, to show I'm still there, still in it, and still carrying the scroll. So I wrote. The post wasn't loud, it wasn't false either. It had form and a kind of gentleness, but also something I couldn't name. And when it came time to publish, the small voice inside just said no. At first, I paused out of habit, but then I stayed in the pause out of clarity. Not from confusion, nor from overthinking, just this quiet feeling that something about this post didn't come from the right place. And I could have ignored that. I've done it before, more than once. But this time, I stayed. No rationalizing, just breath. There was no shame in the words, no fear in being seen, but the intention still had residue, a trace of noise clinging to it. The kind of noise that sounds like commitment, but is really just motion for the sake of motion, a performance disguised as presence. Later, I realized what had visited me. It wasn't fatigue, it wasn't doubt. It was arrêtez-moi, but a quiet version of it. The pillar of virtue not as a moral judgment, but as reorientation. The kind that reminds you what you were here to carry well, not loudly, not always visibly, just clearly. And that post I almost shared? It wasn't wrong, but it wasn't rooted. It came from the tremble, not from the root. And the scroll deserves to rise from steadiness, not from reflex. That night, I didn't push. I didn't publish. I stayed with the flame, the one that burns quietly, not for validation, not for reach, but for truth. Sometimes, the cleanest act of alignment is the one the world doesn't see. The post I didn't share? That's what the scroll to, living through me, not as expression, but as restraint. And in a way, not acting became the truest action of all. So here's the question I'm sitting with. And maybe you've had a moment like this too. When was the last time you chose not to act and found something steadier waiting underneath? If this speaks to you, share it forward or leave a comment below. When did restraint become your most honest deed? I drop one of these scroll life reflections every week. Real, quiet, present. Subscribe to walk with it. See you next time.